Welcome back, everyone. Ready for part 2 of our Modern Indian History deep dive.
Absolutely. Let's get right into it.
Awesome. So this one's, well, I think this is going to be super helpful for anyone studying for the UPSC exams.
Yeah.
And I think this is going to be pretty interesting for any students out there,
Yeah.
whether you're in school or college, who are just fascinated by this era of Indian history.
Sure.
So last time we explored how, nationalism really started bubbling up in India, right?
Yeah.
But today, we are honing in on one very key player,
Right.
the Indian National Congress,
Yes.
or the INC for short.
Yeah.
We're going to trace it all the way back to its beginnings, like how it started, what its goals were, and really how it kind of set everything in motion
Yeah.
for India's fight for independence between 1885 and 1905.
It's a fascinating period.
It really is. So glad to have you here to help us break it all down.
Happy to be here.
All right, so let's set the stage right. It's December of 1885 in Bombay. And a group of, well, some pretty politically active individuals from all over India,
Oh, yeah.
they come together for this very first meeting of the INC.
That's right.
Now, we can't talk about this without mentioning a guy named Alan Octavian Hume, right?
Of course, Hume.
This retired British civil servant who was, well, basically instrumental in getting the INC off the ground.
Yeah.
And then we have W.C. Banerjee, who was actually presiding over the whole thing.
Big moment.
Huge, right?
Yeah. Historians still debate, Hume's true intentions.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, was he truly an ally to the Indian people? Or was this like a safety valve for the British Raj?
Interesting.
Yeah. Like a way to kind of control things.
Oh, I see.
But regardless, I think what we see here, it's a major turning point.
Right.
For the first time, we're seeing this organized, nationalistic resistance to British rules start to take shape.
It's really remarkable, and I think one of the things that I find so fascinating of the INC, particularly in these early years, are their objectives.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, they were really aiming for something, I don't know, pretty radical.
Yeah.
Given the circumstances.
Yeah, for sure. And their goals were pretty layered,
Right.
Like take political unification as an example.
Okay.
It's the late 19th century, and you're trying to connect politically aware individuals from all these different parts of India.
Right.
That's a massive task.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got all these different languages, religions, cultures.
Yeah.
So how do you even begin to bridge those divides? Well, that's exactly what the INC was trying to do,
Yeah.
right? They were trying to create this platform for a united political voice.
It sounds logistically like a nightmare.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah.
And the challenges went beyond just the logistics.
Oh,
The
okay.
INC, they understood that political unity wouldn't really happen without a sense of shared identity.
Right.
Without national unity.
Yeah.
But promoting that in a country as socially complex as India.
Yeah.
Think about it. You've got the caste system, the religious differences, all these strong regional identities. So how do you actually foster unity in the middle of all of that?
They weren't just politicians then, right?
Yeah.
They were almost like social engineers.
In a way, yeah.
Trying to, like, I don't know, reshape how people saw themselves.
Yeah.
And their relationship to India as a whole.
Exactly. And it raises another really important question.
Okay.
How do you actually achieve these goals?
Right.
So initially, the INC, they adopted what we call the moderate ideology.
Okay.
And this basically means they believed in appealing to the British sense of fairness.
Okay.
So they advocated for, gradual reforms
Okay.
through petitions and reasoned arguments.
I'm seeing a little bit of a conflict brewing here.
Oh, yeah.
Because on one hand, the INC is trying to foster national unity and resistance.
Right.
But on the other hand, they're working within the system, appealing to their rulers.
Yeah, you've hit the nail on the head.
Oh.
That tension, that inherent tension within the moderate approach,
Right.
that would become a major point of contention within the INC later on.
Okay.
But for the time being, they're focused
Yeah.
on presenting their demands to the British government. Things like increasing Indian representation in legislative councils.
Okay.
Or addressing economic inequalities.
It's interesting, though, that while they're busy presenting petitions,
Yeah.
they're also kind of playing this much longer game.
Oh, for sure.
Right. It's like they understood that true independence
Yeah.
required a lot more than just asking politely.
Absolutely.
Right.
The INC needed to do more than just make demands.
Yeah.
They needed to actually cultivate an anti-colonial mindset.
Right.
A spirit of resistance that ran through, I don't know, like the very fabric of Indian society.
Yeah.
This wasn't just about a few elite voices. It
Yeah.
needed to be a widespread movement.
They were planting the seeds for revolution, weren't they?
They really were. They were politicizing Indians. They were instilling these democratic ideals.
Right.
And they were preparing them for what was going to be a long and very challenging struggle.
Yeah, and it's just amazing to think how this very early phase of the INC,
Yeah.
with its focus on education, raising awareness, forging a united front,
For sure.
it really directly influenced India's eventual independence.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we've gone from that very first meeting in Bombay
Yeah.
to understanding just how complex their goals were
Yeah.
and how they essentially laid the groundwork for everything that was to come.
Absolutely.
And as you all continue to learn about this period, I want you to think about something.
Okay.
What do you think might have caused the INC to eventually shift away from that initial moderate approach?
That's the question, isn't it?
It really is.
A lot happened in those early years.
Yeah, the seeds of change were definitely sown.
Oh, yeah.
And that is our deep dive into the early days of the INC.
Fantastic.
Make sure to like and subscribe for more explorations of Indian history.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you all next time.